Hey guys, Tarp here bringing you a 1v1 today. We are on Kholodny Ferma. Playing today spawning on the Luftwaffe scoped, playing as OKW. And his loadout is Scavenge, Special Operations, and Luftwaffe Ground Forces. Facing off against him on the right we have Ghost, playing as Soviets and immediately going for counterattack. To his rankings here, scoped around rank 50, Ghost around rank 80. So pretty unusual capture order here of the starting territories for Ghost, kind of connecting this point early on with the combat engineers, capping it, not connected until you cut the cutoff there. Usually the build, or the capping order I go with is, combat engineers to here, they kind of like run through the point on their way there, capping it, stay on the edge, then run into here, wire this off with the combat engineers. Stop any harass later on, especially against OKW, they are quite likely to charge onto your cutoff, perhaps multiple times throughout the course of a game, but also putting down some cover, which I'm generally not a fan of, putting up cover on your own cutoff as well. Have to see how it shakes out here. 4 conscripts start from Ghost, scoped only going for 3 squads, and then into the tech truck, so maybe we're going to see Jaeger Light. Maybe Fallschirmjäger later on, but a very, very slow start to this game. In fact, I don't think they've fired a single bullet so far, 3 minutes in. Yeah, those Empires trying to wrap around, but I'm going to get caught out here. Fortunately, he's charging onto the cutoff while the Empires are doing this. We're 2v1 up here, bit of a flank. I have once again, because this probably had the replay bug, dropped down to 1080 for this game, so hopefully it's not noticed too much, and it certainly makes my mouse movements feel worse though, so there might be some erratic camera work. Anyway, Scott caps the cutoff, jumps back behind the heavy cover there. There's another Fox Grenadier nearby, can offer some support. Got outgunned here, throws out an incendiary grenade, but not really hitting too much overall. Maybe could have thrown it a tiny bit deeper. And these squads now, these models out of the back, slightly out of range. Got a squad coming in from this side though, and with the damage from this side as well. And another squad is heated cut-off fighting here. Did, I suppose, deny the sandbags for quite a long time with that incendiary grenade. Now a whole bunch of units trying to jump back behind cover there. Could even be worthwhile, like one squad making a charge forwards and trying to lob out another incendiary grenade here. Conscripts coming in. Awkward movements here from scopes. Don't really want to be around here. Maybe can you be on this side of the building because there's only one window from that side. Another flamethrower pops for Ghost as well, and Scope has to give up on this push. These guys are very, very low health, but might as well retreat. Oh, does he have medics yet? Okay, he's training medics first. Looks like he didn't put a set of med crates down. So yeah, maybe that could have been slightly more successful for Scope. Could have held on to that cutoff for a little bit longer, but not too bad overall. And behind that, has held on to all of this territory. So overall, a pretty decent start there. Did end up actually going for that 4th Fox Grenadier though. Went for the tech truck before the 4th Fox, so it was surprising to me. Good wire off here on the sandbags as well. Empire's going to be able to stall out quite a long time because of that. Very slow-paced battle there. Curious position for a mine on his own side of cover there. I don't know when that's really going to be relevant. I could maybe see one like on the edge here. It's pretty common for the left player to use that to shoot against the church, or maybe even like a vehicle could drive through that like little gap around here, but it's strange mine positioning there from Ghost. Now putting down tier 2, also has the medics back here. Jumping into the building. Okay, STG's coming through on a couple squads. These ones just activate. See, the munitions was gone from scoped. Oh, man, that's what I was talking about, the erratic camera movements. I'm sorry.
Enemy forces are capturing our supplies.
So the Sternpie is finally forced away. Only dropped one model though, and did stall out for a monumental amount of time there. So definitely good value, that engagement for scoped. Held on to that territory for a very, very long time. Tier 3 going down now. Also some shock troops out from Ghost. Oh, they dodge, and the mine triggers. Kind of lucky that it wasn't on this squad, because they definitely would have gone down to it. Scope just going for a fast tick out here. Second truck. So ordinarily I would not recommend going for shock troops at this kind of stage. You know, probably going to slow down your light vehicle in terms of manpower, but maybe not in this game. There's been a very slow pace to the engagement so far. Hasn't been that much bleed on either side. But yeah, typically it does slow you down, doesn't offer any resistance against an opposing light vehicle. Scope has not gone for that, so in this case, not going to get punished. But yeah, slows down your light vehicle, slows down your anti-tank response. Generally, does not work at this timing. But Scope trying to go for that fast tier 4. And for the Fallschirmjäger though as well. You know, I have been playing a bit with this commanding mode. I've seen some of my games. And I don't know, for me, I haven't really enjoyed using Fallschirmjäger. I know a lot of people are always like, hey, Tightrope, why aren't you using Fallschirmjäger? Yeah, just I feel like before they get the FG42 upgrades, they're just not terribly good. And like once you do have the FG42 upgrades, I probably just prefer to have overs. Which you can get at basically the same timing as the FG42s nowadays. So yeah, that's my kind of feeling on it. Oh. Good flamethrower control there, and Ghost has pushed out quite nicely. A lot more territory under his control while Scope tries to go for this fast tech. And the good news though for Scope, does have the tech down, can upgrade the flak base, so probably not going to lose control of the fuel and the cutoff at the very least. That's the goal with these kind of fast techs as OKW. Protect some meaningful territory, whether it be your cutoff, fuel, maybe munitions, something like that, so that while the light vehicle is pounding you, you at least have that safe haven. Dive onto the cutoff here from Scope, as you can see. Oh, it is actually cut off because the shock troops haven't capped that point yet. Okay, well there you go. Nicely done. Comes T70 now. Fox units down the bottom are going to be first up. You've got to hit your retreat really, really quickly on this map. You know, a couple pieces of negative cover on your retreat path, quite a long retreat path from the south point, so gotta be careful. Just do a little bit of bleed on the shock troops as they advance, then hitting retreat early on, trying to conserve the manpower. Does manage to get the sandbags up. Looks like he's going to try stall for the capture because of that. T70 was a little bit slow, kind of sat there for a few seconds after shooting at that squad. Bit slow to mobilize. T70 coming in a little bit closer here. Decides to just pull the trigger on the retreat. Didn't get the cap off. There's a dodge on that grenade there. And now the Rakitten comes in for scoped. Has upgraded the flak gun on the flak base now. Don't think Ghost is aware of this at all, so probably going to take a few hits with his conscript squad after retreat. But yeah, that's my feeling on Fallschirmjäger. Just prefer overs. Cases that I think maybe they're most useful for is maybe if you've like lost a Fallschirmjäger squad, you need to you're at that kind of timing, things kind of line up. You need a little bit more infantry. Maybe you don't want to go for a machine gun. Against snipers, you know, if you want to make use of the camouflage. But yeah, nowadays I feel like with always being able to upgrade the LMG, coming at that earlier stage of tech, that's my preference. Okay, so making a bit of play down the center. Ferma squad trying to play evasively here. Jumping into the building, taking quite a lot of damage as they cross the road though. Just see if we can get into work. Lucky break there for Scope, didn't drop any models. Just barrage. Gonna go for the Faust here. Raketin pushing in through the center. Squad could go down on retreat to the T-70 now. Raketin connects once. T-70 on the move. Trying to hide behind the shot blocker here, but it's not enough. And the T-70 goes down. I don't know if that was an accuracy shot or an intact ground, but either way, that T-70 is dead. So yeah, I mean, you kind of always want to avoid taking a Faust on your light vehicle whenever possible, and that's like a textbook example of it right there. Because Ghost allowed the T-70 to get Fausted. Raketin could come up here, get a shot off, and the T-70 is a bit too slow to back away before the second shot came through.
Supply sector under attack.
So yeah, basically unless you're going to get a wipe, try and avoid taking a Faust on your light vehicle, is what I would say. Maybe you might consider it as well if you're trying to like waste the munitions. Maybe if you've got a whole bunch of like repairing squads available, but even then I think it's not a terribly good idea, but maybe slightly better than some other cases. Shock troops do manage to get them neutralized on the fuel at the very least. DPs are almost dead even here. One grenade through the smoke. Shock troops retreat in time though to dodge it. Oh no, is in some trouble, getting chased down the road here. STG squad needs to jump out of this building. Good direction to retreat in though, up towards the supporting units. Wise choice. Could merge into that with the conscripts, but it looks like he wants to send both those squads down to fight the Volksgrenadier. Makes sense. Doesn't really need this at the moment. No medium tanks out for Scope yet. Those only 10 fuel away from that Panzer IV.
The enemy is taking what we have secured. Combat engineers can now deploy B4 super heavy artillery guns.
And there we go. Ghost can now build the B4. Let's put down his T4 though.
The sector is at risk.
Actually been playing a few different strategies, like tier 1 with this commander. Trying them out. Trying to go for some early B4s. None of them have been super successful though.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
A couple close ones though, a couple close ones. Okay, now we're getting doing some capping on the other edge of the map while there's no light vehicle threat. Scoped taking advantage of that as you can with the Raketin since it can retreat. Big asset in the anti-tank gun. This is a nice position I think for the incendiary grenades. Sternpires leave their cover. Try to continue the pressure. Oh, he's going to be able to crawl out, but it's very low in health. Might want to just retreat it anyway here. Empire's doing some sweeping, making sure there are no mines down there. And Panzer IV about to pop out for Scoped. A little bit of manpower spare in the bank, could squeeze in one more unit. And quite a few options open since he did go battle group. Could be infantry support gun if you're worried about the support weapons. Another Over or Fallschirmjäger. Machine gun to cover the VPs. Probably don't need a second anti-tank gun since it's in a pretty comfortable position here, but yep, plenty of options. Oh, that's a big Zis shot. Dodges forwards here. lot of value out of that. Is this? Oh, conscripts go down over here? Ouch. Ouch, ouch, ouch. That is really bad for Ghost. Ghost has quite a lot of manpower floating. Okay, gonna rebuild the conscripts. Makes sense. Still a pretty large chunk of fuel away from a tank here. Cancels the conscript, goes for a second Zis. So it's a reasonable answer if you're a little bit behind up against a tank. And shore up your defenses. But this is maybe where Scoped could consider going for the infantry support gun. But against those support weapons. But at the moment, sitting pretty. Setting up the triple cap. Things are looking pretty good for Scope right now. And this is basically all on the back of that T-70 going down with doing very, very little damage. It's really put Ghost in a bad position here. Before that, he was actually doing pretty well overall. Shock troops heading Vet 2. They tend to be pretty good on this map. All the like choke points. Negative cover, you can chase down on retreat. And they're not very good against the Panzer IV. We do have the AA AT guns coming around the corner though. Panzer IV could be in some trouble here. Setting up. Oh, one of the misses. Very lucky break there for Scopes. That would have been devastating if he lost that. Still would be in okay position because he's got a good amount of territory control. Not too far away from another tank, but lucky break there for Scoped. Heartbreak for Ghost. Not often you get an opportunity to snipe off a tank like that. Got a Maxim now for Ghost. So it looks like he's going to try to settle him with the mass support weapon style. And Scope going to go for another squad of Fallschirmjäger here. Interesting. You know, one of the things that I like about Obers compared to Fallschirmjäger is how if I do flank a Soviet support weapon team, the Obers just do so much damage at long range against them. You don't have to really worry about closing the distance quite so much. Exposing yourself to vehicle fire, getting suppressed, getting out of position. Pretty strong charge here through the center from Scoped. Ghost actually going to pull the trigger on the T-34. Not able to save up for the KV-1 here, so that's tough. And the STG's chasing down the double Zis. They're on the road here. They're going to start dropping off very, very quickly. This is a huge amount of bleed for Ghost. And way behind on the KD now all of a sudden. Soviets are very, very good at these, you know, mass support weapon stall comebacks. This is what, you know, really excel at. The durability of those support weapons. Such a headache. Just can't stamp them out. Cockroaches. There's a 4 though. Considered aggression. Oh no! Oh, that was a bad retreat path right down the road. Fortunately, he goes down. Rakin's in a nice spot though. Get a couple of hits on the T-34. Just one, missing the second. And second Panzer IV for Scoped. Alright. Oh, nice attack round there from the P4. T-34 turning tail and running. Double AT guns. One of them's out back for reinforcement. The other one's in a decent position and could maybe work its way across here to get something done. Was facing up the wrong direction. Faces up now. Connects. T-34 getting repaired. Chipping in. Looks like Scope going to go for the third tech truck. So maybe going to see a walking Stuka. You know, pretty early on in the game still. Can get a lot of value out of the walking Stuka. It's this mass team weapon style and definitely more reliable than the infantry support gun. In terms of wiping these support weapons. Oh, suppressed. Shortens the grenade range. Still going to try crawl in for it though. Gets it off just before getting pinned. Falchion coming in from the other angle. Gonna look for the decrew. And there it goes.
One of our machine guns has been silenced.
So the bleed stacking up here for Ghost in a really tough position. Really needs to like kill one of these Panzer IVs to turn things around here. Can't continue going on like this. But Scope's playing a very considered style here. Good aggression, but not overcommitting. Just allowing Ghost to bleed out a lot of manpower. T-34 heading to the south. A little bit risky on not full health there. Stalling in the building for a bit, allowing the capture in the centre. So finally the drain back on Scoped here. T-34 chase away the squad in the south. Maybe we'll steady the ship. We've got the Raketen facing this direction. Doesn't quite have sight here. Machine gun getting flanked again. It's going to have to be a little bit more careful with that machine gun positioning. And now the AT gun taking some hits. Raketen actually repositioned. Second anti-tank gun and the T-34 making a bit of a play through the centre here. Trying to get the decrew on the Raketen. Taking a while though because it doesn't have its frontal machine gun firing from this angle. Which the T-34 really relies on. That hull gun for the large amount of its machine gun DPS. Infantry coming in here. So maybe it'd be a decent time. Could activate the Valiant Assault. But a little bit late now. He's decided to retreat. Oh, and the sternpies do go down to the T-34 on retreat there. Oh, can he get some revenge though? Chasing around the building. There's another sight blocker here. Looking for the shock troop kill once again. Valiant Assault. No, doesn't need it. There's a Volksgrenadier Kar-98 sealing the deal there. So goes 1 for 1 at the very least, and that was a more valuable squad as well as shock troops compared to a Volksgrenadier. Oh, no, it wasn't Volksgrenadier, was it? It was a Sternpire. Still less expensive though. Scopes, you know, does now have to rely on his mechanised truck for repairs at the moment. Quite slow for his Panzer Force. T-34 heading to the south. Got some conscripts here. No URA forwards for the anti-tank grenade or anything like that though. T-guns coming around. Oh, URA here though could get the job done. Oh, Ghost. What was that? That was really bad. Missed opportunity to kill the Panzer IV there.
T-34 ready. The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Maxim trying to hold the centre. This is pushing forwards here. Panzer IV gun takes some more damage. He's hit Vet 2 though. Got his second T-34 coming out for Ghost. Rebuilding the combat engineers. Doesn't have any of those left. Oh no. Panzer IV coming around straight away. Oh, but the double AT guns coming in from the south. Panzer IV has to be careful with its retreat pathing here. There was this a bit of a big time traffic jam there. Back and behind the building, armour shrugging off a few hits. Never get away safety. Scott coming back in with the low health Panzer IV. Looks like it might be slightly below half health. Hard to tell there, but very dangerous either way. Really wants to kill this T-34. I don't think I'll be taking that risk personally. Bounce, bounce, bounce. He's lucky because this positioning could maybe snipe off the Panzer IV. Activates Valiant Assault here. A bit of a charge. There's a 4 greedy stuff here as this fires once again. Missing the killing blow. And the Zis getting melted frontally by those Valiant assault squads. Oh, good connection there. It's another insight I had playing this commander. Like, generally, because the airborne assault planes, it takes quite a long time before the anti-tank planes come in. The first pass of machine gun planes targets where you target. Instead of like once it's sector assault, that loiter and do a lot of damage. Or do a lot of suppression. Yeah, generally you're just better off spamming Valiant Assault. Makes your infantry really, really strong. Lucky break there for Ghost, man. Oh boy, that Raketin shot nearly finishing off the T-34. Wow. But yeah, that's my preference. Oh, might change next patch. Valiant Assault getting a slight rework, less accuracy, more received accuracy. Another rush activated here by Ghost, trying to get back onto the battlefield as quickly as possible. Is this out there getting salvaged? So Ghost is a little bit behind in the anti-tank department now. Those T-34s can have a hard time penetrating the Panzer IV-J. Doubles this, we're really helping them out in that department. Getting spins around, T-34 sitting there. A little risky though, with a Maxim there, with the Zis barrage potentially. Could go down. Got a Panzer IV wrapping around the south here, going for that Maxim, trying to open up the VP capture. And there we go, that's what I was talking about, the Maxim and the Zis barrage. We're getting stuck around for maybe a tiny bit too long. Goes down there, second Panzer IV looking for an angle, still trying to stay away from the Zis. And the conscript's going to go for the steal on the Raketin. Can they get away? Sternpire's opening up. Very late to activate the retreat after picking that up. But getting a bit lucky here, the bullets don't seem to be connecting. And the Raketin gets away. Very lucky break there for Ghost. It's 4 coming in, but still on prioritized vehicles. Some damage onto the Maxim. Has to back away though with the T-34s, this combo there. Oh no, T-34 spinning around, getting caught on the VP flag. Try and pop the blitz now, but don't think it's going to work. Oh, unfortunate pathing there for Scoped. Ends up losing it. But at the very least, you know, it's capping up the VPs in the north, capping the center, already controls the south. Throwing out some smoke to try and stall the cap here. Did run through it himself a bit though. It's going to cost him a bit of health here. T-34 going in for the crush. Sometimes when you're like, you know, stuck up against a piece of cover like that, you can kind of crush quite a lot more easily. Could have been scary for those Fallschirmjäger. But so far, you know, Scope did lose the Raketin, but pretty good preservation apart from that. One Fox Grenadier, one Sternpire gone. And I think Ghost has lost 3 conscripts. Probably a similar number of combat engineers and the shock troops. One's this. So Scott definitely with a preservation edge so far in terms of infantry and team weapons. Looking to strangle the VPs from Ghost.
Shock troops have arrived.
Okay, sandbags coming down, a lot of repairs coming through. Scoped had a lot of manpower there, spent it all on reinforcements. Is bleeding quite a bit at the moment. So struggling to save, and this is where Soviets' late game is just so strong, you know, so little bleed. So hard to decrew their support weapons. That's what makes them such a late game powerhouse. Okay, assault activated here. Decrew on the Raketin. I'll try to close the distance for the Faust. A little bit risky. Could go down with this squad here. Does though, and managed to get the D-crew on the Maxim. Just not doing much damage there. Fallschirmjäger getting on top of the Zis, trying to go for the D-crew on that next with Valiant so active. Look at how quickly, even at max range, as this is falling here. Has to retreat with the Fallschirmjäger, doesn't want to go down to the T-34s. Oh, but they do go down. Main gun getting the job done there. Ouch. Oh. Goes for the ram. Does not connect though. Oh! During the death critical, the T-34 fires off one more shot and it finishes off the Panzer IV. That is heartbreaking for Scoped. Oh no, and now Ghost, I think, is in the lead. He's got a larger army size. At the very least right now, and it'll surge up even larger once he recruits these dropped team weapons. So Scoped in the driver's seat, and this is, you know, a very common tale when facing against Soviets, you know. Maybe slightly overcommit on the aggression, and then you end up coming up much worse for wear. They pick up their team weapons, spit out another cheap tank, and then they're back in the game and you're down the dumps. Cost a lot of resources as well. Maybe time to pull out the KV-1. It's a more solid option overall compared to the T-34. Especially if you already got a T-34, you can kind of use it as your more mobile tank. Operate on the flanks with it. Use the KV-1 through the center. Shrug off those rocket hits and the like. It's committed the manpower to reinforcement side in the meantime, but here we go. Scoped, feeling the King Tiger. Here it comes. Damage from the incendiary grenade. AT coming through the center. Do have a couple of tanks available for salvage in the center. Okay, well, one tank still available for salvage in the center. I heard the King Tiger rumbling through the fog, so early retreat there from the Maxim. We've got double AT guns and the T-34. So King Tiger has to respect that. So he's going to stick around for the neutralize before backing away. And SU-85, the answer from Ghost. So this is a tough one. Up against the SU-85 double anti-tank guns. The real asset for Scoped at the moment is there's only one conscript for the snare, basically no mines down at the moment. So pretty unlikely to get engine damage on the King Tiger. That's a big asset, but apart from that, King Tiger I feel like is going to have a pretty tough time the way things are lined up at the moment. Nice flank here from Scope though, getting around that machine gun. Maybe Ghost getting a little bit predictable with those machine gun positions. Good shot from the KT through the center there. Couple of good hits in fact. KT feels emboldened. Wants to maybe decrew one of these anti-tank guns. T-34 comes in for the ram. Goes down and maybe now is blocked thanks to that vehicle wreck. No, connects there. Fallschirmjäger though ripping into the Zis. The Valiant Assault going to work. King Tiger coming back in now. We're getting on the retreat. Zis just hanging on by a thread. Trying to repair his King Tiger here, but that could be in trouble now from the SU-85. SU-85 misses though. King Tiger backing away. He's got a little bit of road there. Assisting with the retreat, bouncing that shot as well. SU-85 on focus sight. Probably not going to be able to keep pace going around these corners and whatnot. So a bit of a lucky break there from Scott. I think he would have maybe survived 2 hits anyway. Hard to tell, but there you go. Okay, we've got full Mother Russia active to counter the Valiant Assault. Shock troops heading to the north. Gonna go for the capture up there. And I think that's a good option here for Ghost. You know, King Tiger not very mobile. probably going to try to play through the center most of the time. If you go for the flanks a bit more, you can exploit that lack of mobility. Another T-34 from Ghost. King Tiger has pretty good penetration, not super likely to bounce off the KV-1, so maybe wants to go for the T-34, but more expendable. We see Ghost quite a fan of the Ram, and we used it 2 times already so far this game. Likes to have that ace up his sleeve. So 76 VPs left for Ghost. Bit of an infantry push down the bottom. Maxim going to spin around for that. Got a second Maxim in the center though, so it can cover both angles. It's taking a very long time setting this all up. It's got attacking from a few angles. So on this side of the church, through the center, through here, could come through here as well. So a lot of angles from this infantry. Try and evade these Maxims and get something going here, but didn't push around with these squads during this push, so it doesn't really end up working too well. And now T-34 down the bottom as well, so these pushes are going to be a lot harder to achieve. That T-34 guarding the flanks. Maybe around the corner for a little bit, but Maxim's suppressed. They don't end up doing much damage. It's kind of pairing up. Very similar army sizes now between the two. So it kind of looks like Ghost has a lot more units, right? So Ghost playing against Soviets, very pop camp efficient. British Panzer IV though from Scoped up in the north, sending up a squad to cap over there. Recon plane up now from Ghost. Very quick activation of the anti-air mode on the flak base. Panzer IV coming in, looking for the combat engineer kill. Late retreat there from Ghost. Does get away with it though. That was a close call. Not the best time to be trying to push forward through the King Tiger while that recon plane's up in the air. You're constantly shooting at it with the gun, even if it's not immediately visible. And the recon plane itself, viewing itself with that manner as well. Okay, push down here from Scopes. Some good infantry. You got the Rakitten and SU-85 spinning around here for this. Stopping though. Oh, that was a big mistake. Stopping there for a couple seconds. Staying in range of all those units. SU-85 and the Rakitten. As the ends up going down there. Does decrew the Rakitten. Spins around with the Maxim. KT trying to push through the center, but the Zis SU-85 combo there from, and that Zis is scary, man. Vet 3, great rate of fire, doing a lot of damage to the King Tiger there. Scott really having trouble closing the show. Yeah, didn't back away with that Panzer IV fast enough, and that cost him badly. And now a KV-1 coming in for Ghost. We're getting now for Scoped. I think makes sense. Need something to help tame that SU-85. Gonna mobilize the King Tiger once again. Try to get some hits on the center.
The enemy is encroaching on our territory.
Big fan out in the south from Scope, getting a lot of territory going down there. Has been working the flanks pretty well, I feel, but still having a tough time with it. Send a grenade into the close-in path. Doesn't dodge from the HE grenade, takes about half his health, but I think he's going to be able to win the engagement anyway. Volksgrenadiers. 5 models. Still spitting out good damage there. Sneaks around the corner here. Good grenade. Team weapons having to scatter. for Ghost. In fact, the Maxim gets outright destroyed there. Must have been very low weapon health. That's really good for Scopes. Doesn't quite manage to finish off the Zis though. That is very unfortunate. Oh, and the SU-85 on focus sight, just getting those free hits and constantly on the King Tiger. Kitten sets up for one hit, but on negative cover there, so he's dropping quite quickly to the KV-1. And the King Tiger needs to continue to back away. T-34 maybe considering coming in from a ram from the north. Sternpires don't have the extra Shrek for a little bit of extra anti-tank. Might be handy in this kind of scenario. It's got a little bit low on manpower though at the moment. Gonna go for the second Raketen to answer the triple vehicle threat of Ghost. But yeah, a couple very close calls. Didn't quite manage to decrew that Zis, but it's extremely risky using this Zis. Two models, no health like this. I would not be risking the veterancy on that to do a maneuver like Ghost is currently. Full Mother Rush active, trying to sprint onto the capping circles here. Well, it's definitely worth something here. Engine damage on the KV-1 in the south, going to slow it down a bit. Two engineers, and they're both in the north from Ghost, so the repairs on the KV-1 are going to be very, very slow. T-34 is heading up to the north, but that's also quite low in health. If he takes a Faust, he could be in some trouble. We've got some Raketens up here in the north as well. Oh, that's a nasty hit from the T-34 though. You can feel the Faust from that fault screen here. Raketen setting up, facing this little gap, hoping to sneak a shot through. T coming through the center, getting a hit off. He's got the spearhead activated, got the bonus sight from that. Focus sight mode activated on the SU-85. Got the Zis back there as well. King Tiger blasting off those long range hits though with that spearhead mode. To Vet 2 now, got the range bonus as well. And there we go, T-34 has taken engine damage. Double Raketens trying to get the finishing blow. But the shock troop grenade, devastating. One of them goes down. KT going back through the center. Trying to get the decrew on these team weapons. It does decrew that Vet 3 Zis. T-34 using the secure mode. Another Panzer IV coming in for Scope. Coming back in with the KT back through the center. KV-1 has had the engine damage removed. Not fully repaired here though. And that's a nasty hit from the King Tiger. He's starting to get things going here with that spearhead mode. SU-85 connecting. Fresh T-34. Oh, maybe a bit of a traffic jam there, getting stuck on the Zis. Not entirely sure if he was hoping to race down the road and finish the job. And now Scope really hurting for VPs. Those double Raketens trying to finish off the T-34, not getting the kill. That cost him badly. And now he's really struggling to hold on here. He's got the tools though. Just hasn't been able to quite finish the job on a couple of these moments. Okay, capping down the south. Doesn't really have enough for another valiant assault. Hasn't had very good control of the munitions point the last couple minutes. Needs to save the remaining munitions for, you know, Fausts, grenades, stuff like that. Going back through the center. This is there. Okay, engine damage on the KV. KT takes a lot of damage though. KV-1 hits down for the Fallschirmjäger. Panzer IV gonna try to come back through this northern avenue once again and could actually have some pretty good results. The SU-85 still super low here. So is the T-34, not fully repaired. We've got the Raketen nearby for some potential support. Let's see what happens here. Oh, here we go. Panzer IV coming around the corner. Not quite enough to kill the SU-85 with that one hit. Raketen coming through the center. Panzer IV ducks back around behind the church. And SU-85 is down. Vet 3 SU-85. That should open the door for the King Tiger to be much more effective now. And maybe a bad time for Ghost, having just fielded a fresh T-34. doesn't have the resources to rebuild that SU-85 anymore. Excuse me. Oh, there's a nasty hit from the T-34 though. Oh, but one of them does go down to that Raketin. KT coming back through center. Raketin, he can't afford to let this get decrewed here. Super, super low. Awkward amount of health from, you know, the engine damage and the King Tiger hit, but can't quite finish the job. Tight VP race here. 31 for the OKW player, 46 for the Soviet. Still anyone's game. King Tiger healthy, and so is the Panzer IV, so that's a big edge for Scope, whereas Ghost's tanks are very, very weak at the moment. Flanking around with these Volksgrenadiers. Going to close in. He's going to get the Faust off on the T-34 as well. King Tiger leading the charge. Sitting in front of the Zis, but without the Vet, it's just not as scary anymore. No rate of fire, no pen bonuses here. Volksgrenadiers do go down on retreat. KV-1 engine and main gun critical here. Panzer IV wrapping around. There goes the T-34. Oh, that's a nasty hit from the P4 as well on the repairing combat engineers. Panzer IV trying to wrap around. Generally, it's not to your advantage wrapping around with the Panzer IV, since it has such strong frontal armor. Anyone do this? Oh my! Oh, that is so unlucky for Ghost. And Ghost with that throws in the towel. Ouch. Well, good determination there from Scoped. You know, that kind of team weapon stall from Soviets is very, very tricky to overcome. But a few elements missing here from Ghost. No mines. He just left that 2 model Vet 3 Zis out to die, basically. He had like many opportunities, safe opportunities to pull back, heal it up, but he didn't. Maybe similar story with the Maxim, could have repaired that up, held on to that. So yeah, a couple little steps there missing for Ghost. But yeah, very good play from Scoped overall. You know, even cautious with the Minesweepers, even though ran over very few mines throughout this game. Constantly coming in from like many angles every time he attacked. Activating the Valiant Assault to assist with those attacks. Good play overall. But yeah, good stuff from Ghost, making that comeback after the T-34. I mean, the T-70 just went so horribly wrong for him. He dug deep and just about turned this one around for the win. GG. Well, anyway, guys, wrap that. If you like your game to be cast by me, details are in the video description below. Otherwise, I'll catch you off the thrilling installment. Goodbye and good luck.